Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm very excited to show you this 2023 Dodge Charger Scat Pack. This one only has 4,000 miles and it's very clean. This is in the TorRed color. You can see we got the LED daytime running lights in the front. We got the cool dual snorkels in the grill. Got the Scat Pack logo, this nice bulge in the hood. Got these 20-inch wheels with the 4-piston Brimbos on the front, 392. So I've done a video on Challenger Scat Pack. I've done a video on Challenger Hellcat. I don't think I've ever done a video on a Charger. I've driven them, but I don't think I've ever done a video on one, so this will be kind of exciting. This car is for sale. If you guys are interested, please let me know. Now this one's pretty cool because I believe it has a mid-muffler delete because the exhaust sounds way louder than factory. Just listen to this idle. Sounds absolutely fantastic. See, we got the black Charger badge in the back, got the cool little vents down the side that are functional. This one already has tinted glass on it. Basically looks brand new. This is a last call to 2023. Basically looks brand new. So obviously you got keyless access, so you just walk up and open the door. Now, this is the same interior they've had since 2015, so I'll just kind of briefly go over it because the main part of this video is going to be the driving part because that's the fun part with the Scat Packs is driving it. So, you know, we got somewhat soft touch. It's kind of like a, I don't know, like a weird type material here. This is kind of soft touch there. Let's hop in here. So looking at the steering wheel, has a nice feeling leather. It feels like, you know, real leather, like feels good. We got a bunch of stuff we can go through in the gauge cluster. So if you scroll down, you can see there's just so much info that you can go through, which is so nice. Like, not a lot of cars have that much info that you can go through. You got 0 to 60 timers, all kinds of stuff. So that's pretty cool. Looks like the previous owner only went to 126, so he didn't go very fast. But this interior is very functional. There's still buttons, right? So you have your climate control buttons here. You got your drive modes, your launch control over here. You got this nice 8.4-inch screen. It's very responsive. So Dodge did a good job with making it responsive. The only part that's slow is going to the performance pages, so you guys will see that takes a while to load. Push button start. We got cup holders over here, place to put your key, some extra storage. We got a nice center console here. That's lined in felt actually, so that's pretty cool. This is also lined in felt. Tons of room up there for your owner's manual, extra storage. The interior, I'm 6'6". I fit because there's no sunroof. If I had a sunroof, my head would touch the top. So I love the fact that this one does not have a sunroof. But I will say that the seating position's a little awkward because you kind of sit on top of the car. At least for someone tall like me, it kind of feels like I'm sitting on top of it and not in it. But the seats are fairly comfortable. They're like big couches. You guys can see these seats are really big. Very bulky seats, but they're somewhat comfortable. It's not bad. And visibility is great. You guys can see, like, I have tons of visibility. I mean, that's kind of a big C-pillar, but visibility is pretty good in this car. Let's go ahead and check out these performance pages real quick. So you can see you can go through different gauges, kind of like what we saw in the gauge cluster. You can even look at like a live dyno. Ooh, this car sounds really good. And you can see we got gear and stuff like that. And then you have your drive modes here. So you can see you got auto, custom, sport, and track. We'll test that out a little bit later. The nice thing about Chargers is that they are 4 doors, so you have more storage space and it's a little bit more practical. So you have similar materials as the front on the back doors. You can see here's your back seat. Now these seats are pretty far back. Obviously, like I said, I'm 6'6", so there's not a ton of room back there, but if you have a normal sized person in the front, then you'll be able to fit in the back. You got a center armrest with cup holders, 2 USBs, air vents, pockets. So the back seat's not too bad. Looking at the trunk, obviously with this being a full-size sedan, there's tons of room back here. So you can see you have a nice wide opening and it does go in there pretty deep as well. So trunk space, storage space is pretty good on the Charger. All right, checking it out under the hood, you can see we have the 6.4 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine, 392 cubic inches. It says powered by SRT. It's a nice looking engine. It's pretty compact. It's pretty simple in here. It makes 485 horsepower, 475 pound-feet of torque, and it has a ZF 8-speed automatic, rear-wheel drive only. Guys, these Dodge V8s are some of the best sounding V8 engines out there for sure. It just sounds so muscly, raw, and just perfect V8 sound. All right, now let's get to the fun part. Let's take this baby for a drive. So we'll put ourselves in automatic first. Right off the bat, in the first 2 seconds of driving, throttle response is very sharp, and there is a ton of just torque, just barely tapping on the gas. Brakes feel great. The 4-piston Brembo's in the front. Sounds really good. The ZF 8-speed is tuned perfectly. And I like these gauges too. Like, these gauges will look nice. Immediately start spinning the tires. Like, the torque these things have off idle is crazy. That's why they always spin so much. I mean, they have so much torque off idle, and this one only has 245s on it. You know, you can always get like bigger tires and stuff, or say wider, stickier tires. Let's put ourselves in sport mode and see what that's all about. So it looks like we have the electronic stability control in sport as well. We're gonna see how it feels when you're just merging into traffic here. Kind of really winded it out, but oh my goodness. So traction is kind of non-existent, but it makes for kind of a fun driving experience. This thing sounds so good. And that ZF 8-speed is just shifting those gears like nothing. This car just makes you laugh because it's just so muscly. Like, just in the way that it looks and sounds and spins. It's just an experience when you drive one of these. It might not be the most high tech. It might not be, you know, the quickest car out there. You know, now you can freaking tune a Hyundai Elantra N to be quicker than a Scat Pack, but the way that it sounds and looks is just like nothing else. And obviously that goes the same for like the Hellcats and stuff like that. All right, let's try track mode. Let's see how that changes the way that the car shifts. So I'm not even getting on the gas that much and it's spinning. Now, it gives you a lot of power without having to step on the gas that much, but I was like a third throttle and it was already spinning. But I can tell in the track mode that it shifts a little bit more aggressive. Let's try the paddles here. Okay, pretty responsive. Whatever they did with the exhaust on this one, which like I said is probably a mid-muffler delete, sounds incredible. Just a nice, smooth, linear power band. Tons of low-end torque. Yeah, the paddles work good too. All right, we're gonna go back into auto because when you have a ZF 8-speed, it shifts so good that you can just have it in auto. Guys, I love the throttle response though. Very, very responsive off idle. All right, so let's say you're going, oh, just gotta watch out for this guy. All right, let's say you're going like 40 miles an hour. You just need to pass somebody real quick. I'm surprised it started in third gear. I guess it figures it has so much torque that it could. I thought it was going to drop down into second, honestly. Let's put ourselves back in sport. There we go. It sounds so good. It's just so funny. And believe it or not, these things, even though they're really big vehicles, they don't handle as bad as you'd expect them to. Because they're 40, like Scat Packs are like 4,300 pounds, 42, 43. They don't handle as bad as you'd expect it to. It's not going to handle like, you know, like my Supra, for example, but it's not that bad for a big vehicle. Like, they have the suspension set up pretty stiff on them, so there's not like a lot of body roll and stuff. It's so responsive. You just step on the gas, it just goes. Yeah, I mean, I know the Scat Pack's been out for a while, and some people have given the Scat Pack like a bad rap, you know, when it comes to like taking over intersections and stuff, but the Scat Pack is a really good car. It's a lot of fun. It sounds great. It looks great. For those that don't like modern cars with all the technology and all the, you know, iPad and all that other stuff that people complain about, this car's still analog. You have the screen here, everything you need, nothing you don't, right? So it's still kind of more on the analog side. Just gets up and goes like nothing. Yeah, this is a fun car. If you guys are interested in this car, I'll leave my contact info in the description if you guys are in the Las Vegas area or you're open to traveling. Because this is kind of like, you can't buy a new one anymore, so you kind of have to buy a used one. And this one is a really clean example with only 4,000 miles. So if you want a Scat Pack, if you've always wanted one, let me know. Because this thing is a ton of fun to drive. But if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.